Tonight, from Hollywood, the Barbara Stanwyck Show.
Good evening. Tonight, your gas company playhouse takes you to the back country of a Latin American republic to tell you the story of two Americans caught in the guerrilla warfare of insurrection and rebellion. Dana Andrews and Rodolfo Acosta are the guest stars in the stirring story of a relationship tested by banditry, hardship, and danger. A.I. Bizarrides wrote the teleplay from a story by Tom Grice, directed by David Lowell Rich. And now, in just 60 seconds, the first act of Yanqui, Go Home.
US9FL calling EXF-05. US9FL calling EXF-05. Come in, EXF-05. Come in, EXF-05.
Clint, are you going to answer this thing? Old man Randall is busting himself trying to raise you.
Let him bust.
US9FL calling EXF-05. Come in, EXF-05.
EXF-05 to US9FL. Come in, over.
You're still there. What are you doing there? You were told to evacuate at once.
US9FL. Hold it, George. I'll get Clint. You fight it out with him.
I told you to let him bust.
I've got cauliflower ears listening to him. Be my guest.
Hello, Georgie. What's on your aching mind, if any? Tell Daddy all about it.
Listen, you brainless baboon. You trying to get yourself killed? I gave you explicit orders to get out of there. Now I demand to know your plans so that I can notify your next of kin.
For your information, we flew out the last of personnel yesterday. I've ordered all the native help out of the area. The only people left here are Fran and me. We'll make out okay. If the going gets really tough, we'll fly out when the plane comes back, okay?
The plane won't be back. We've been ordered to cancel any further flights. Now you'll have to make your way south down to the coast by car. You are to leave at once. I repeat, at once. That's an order.
EXF-05 to US9FL. How's your lumbago?
Did you receive me? Over.
EXF-05 to US9FL. Loud and clear, over and out.
Are we going?
Going where?
Where it says on that sign out there.
As far as I'm concerned, that's here. Revolutions. Somebody wins, somebody loses. They blow over.
I don't know about this one.
And that long trip, that's for the birds and all this packing.
The car is all packed. It's loaded. I figured this would happen. Now, how long will it take you to shut down here?
I've been closed down for 2 days since they closed the valves on the coast.
Fine. Then there's nothing to keep us.
Not a thing. But me. Look, honey, we got the whole place to ourselves. Lots of booze, plenty of time. What's the matter? You scared to be alone with your old man or something?
But you bet I'm scared. They find us here, they'll shoot our heads off.
Ah, who cares about a couple of borracho Americanos?
Clint, we can come back when it's all over.
I'll whistle Dardanella, you dance for me, huh?
Oh, you never want to leave. It was the same way in Africa, the same way in Kaffa. It always takes some crisis. This time it's a revolution.
We leave here. You know what happens? We're on wheels, rolling again. We're settled in a nice house here with a stove to cook on, a table to sit at, and a nice bed
Clint,
to sleep
please, let's go home.
You really want to go, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Okay. We go. Be with you in a minute. Did you gas up the jalopy?
Tank's full. A couple of cans of oil in the back. The way this engine burns oil.
Yeah. Best feel I ever developed.
Take a good look at it. You'll never see it again.
Oh, we'll be back.
We never have. What's the matter?
My trick knee gets stiff.
All right, tell Mama. What's bothering you?
Yanqui, go home. I don't like being pushed out.
All right, you want to go back? I'll go back with you. But it does seem strange that you'd take a chance on being killed just to avoid going home. Why, Clint? Why don't you want to go home?
I could give you 5 reasons.
You could give me 10 and they'd all be lies. Why don't you try telling the truth for a change?
I'm the FBI's most wanted
Oh,
man.
cut the clowning.
You want a reason? There are all kinds. Could be I like it here. That's as good a reason as any.
I don't know any more about you than I did the day we were married 15 years ago. That's a long time to love a stranger.
You know all the important things. What else do you want to know? I'll tell you.
Or tell me some more lies. Oh, I'll believe them. I always have.
Let's go.
Get out. Quiten el rifle, muchachos. Señor, I do not want trouble. You have big car, 2 people. We are 5 people, no car. You will be generous and ask us to ride with you, see?
How can I refuse?
Bueno, súbese al coche, muchachos. Get in. Room for everybody but pobrecito Porfirio. We go now, the way I say. Around the curve there's another road, a small one. A la derecha. There you will turn.
To the right. Con mucho gusto, señor.
Pueblo, do not stop. On the other side, there's a church. We stop there. I will show you.
Hola, muchachos. Prepárense. Go to the back, but do not try to escape. You will be killed. Llévenselos a la iglesia, muchachos. ¡Ándale!
You're a Catholic?
No.
You crossed yourself.
I always thought it was like dialing in on God. Sometimes he answers, sometimes he doesn't.
When were you ever in church?
16 years ago.
A wedding?
Yes.
Your wedding.
That's ancient history.
Irene.
How did you know that? How?
On our wedding night, you woke up. You reached over to see if I was there. When your hand touched me, you said, Irene.
Mira la puerta. If you believe in prayer, pray.
What was she like?
Who?
Irene.
She was a blonde.
I don't mean that.
She was tall, blonde, beautiful. Came from a good family, rich, society.
Society? How did she pick you?
I played football with her brother. A lot of guys were after her. She picked me.
Why?
How do I know?
You weren't married very long.
A year. Almost.
Cuida esa ventana. Aquí a un lado. They will take care of him. We must go. Come.
¡Las espaldas! Ándale, quickly, the way we came. God's eye was on us.
¡Vénganse, muchachos! ¡A la plaza!
You sure you gassed this jalopy?
It was spilling out the top.
Hole in that tank is big as my thumb.
You make some kind of Yankee trick. You fix.
All the gasoline's leaked out of the tank. See for yourself.
I got a cleanse.
Let's see what he's got in that bag.
No!
Well, that's Stinker. He robbed a church.
Oh, no, senor. No.
Then what are you doing with this?
In the bag, there is a robe. You will hold it up, please? The holes, they are from the bullets. That is the robe of Father Emilio. The bandidos who shoot up the pueblo, they make use of the revolution to steal and to kill. Before the good father died, he tell me, Porfirio, take the church treasures to Cerrito. They will be safe there.
Yeah, sure.
In the marble, under the glass, is the finger bone of San Timoteo. It is a sacred relic of the church. It has made many, many miracles. If Porfirio were a bandido, would he steal the bone of San Timoteo? It has a value only in faith. Senor, the bandidos who shoot, they will see la gasolina. They will know the car will stop. They will follow us. They will kill me for the gold. You, they will kill for your shoes, your pantalones, the shirt. But la señora, they will not kill. They will let her live. But she will wish that she was dead.
How far is it to Cerrito?
Many kilometers, senor. You go with us, señora. Leave me.
The thing's pretty heavy to carry alone.
But it is me who promised Father Emilio, not you.
But first we gotta do something about this car. Maybe they won't notice it in the ditch.
I'll get the food and water.
Okay, time out.
We should go farther before it gets night.
2 minutos. Money is very nice, but it's not very comfortable when you're wearing it around your middle.
How much is in that money bill?
Why?
Whatever it is, I get half. When we get to Cerrito, I'll stay there. You go to the States by yourself.
You're out of your head.
This revolution's not against women. They never are. I'll make out.
You must be hungry. Okay, let's go. You ask questions, you get answers.
Muchachos, miren. Una cruz. Buscamos por los lados. Vamos. Allá está el coche.
Another slice, Porfirio?
No, thank you, senor.
Thank the senora. She brought it. She thinks of everything. Like the first time we met, huh, Fran?
I was there, remember?
I know, but he wasn't. First time I met the senora, I was on an oil job in Venezuela. This rigger named Tommy came back from Caracas raving about a show that was in town, American show, dancing girls. There was one dame, he said, big brunette. When she came on, the lights went out. Well, I hadn't been away from camp for about a year, so next time they went into Caracas, I thought, what can I lose? So I went in with them. Most beautiful thing in the world, American girls.
Especially when you haven't seen one in a year.
You said it, honey. Well, they were all beautiful. When this brunette came on, she was a killer. I thought, that's for me. Then a redhead came on, and I forgot all about the brunette.
The redhead was la senora.
Oh, no, she was brown. Tommy was all wrong. When she came on, the lights didn't go out. They went on. She knocked me for a loop. They had to drag me out of the show and take me into a bar and give me a couple of shots before I could get my feet on the ground. So the next morning, when the boys went back to camp, I stayed in Caracas. And that night...
I've heard the rest.
Well, I know, honey, but he hasn't. So that night, I went... Where are you going?
We will need water, senor. There's a creek down in the canyon.
I'm just getting to the best part.
Oh, it's a great story. You make a big hit every time you tell it. Especially when you told it to old man Flagler. Come on, honey, dance for the boss. I'll whistle Dardanella. Were you too drunk to remember?
Well, he laughed his head off.
Sure he did, but we didn't go to Texas. He wanted to transfer you to Houston. That's why he came all the way down here to see us, but you fixed that.
Yeah. Yeah, I fixed that.
And you did it deliberately, and I'll tell you why you did it. You're ashamed of me. I'm not as good as she is. Why didn't you say so? I know what I am. Hoofer you picked up in Caracas. If I hadn't been there, the brunette would have done just as well. I don't know why you married me. Maybe I look good up there on the stage.
You always look good to me.
Sure, in the dark. Our wedding night wasn't the only time. Every time you get drunk, you say her name.
Why didn't you say something? 15 years, you never said a thing.
I was hoping you'd say something. If you loved me, you would have. I didn't say anything because I love you. And we never had the face going home. But you love her, so why don't you go back to her?
She's dead. Died in childbirth.
You have a child? Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. A girl or a boy?
Boy.
Oh.
I never saw him. When the doctor told me she was dead, I took off. Never went back.
Oh, Clint,
Senor, I go down by the water. They are there. They see me. They will kill us.
They're going to kill anybody.
No, senor. You do not know them. They are cruels. For them to kill means nothing. Come on. Busquen por aquí. No pueden estar lejos. Veníamos muy cerca. Go, take la señora and go. Alone you haven't got a chance. Together we also have no chance. Porfirio. They're going to fool. They'll kill him. Allí va, tírale. Mira cómo brillas, con esto que tenemos aquí ahora. Mira todo lo que tenemos aquí. Oye, ¿qué será esto? No me parece nada. Tira. No sirve de nada. Esto sí que tiene...
No dejes nada, muchacho.
No. Gracias, amigo. No dejes nada, muchacho. No se quiere nada. Llévate todo. Sí. Vámonos.
Are you all right?
Porfirio.
He's dead.
Oh.
What was it he said? It has value only in faith. Do you believe it makes miracles?
No, but I wish I did. We'll have to take it back to the church in Cerrito.
He died to save us. Me, a gutless wonder, ran away from a kid, my kid. And you, too dumb to even know why I married you. A man all busted up inside, and a woman who doesn't ask questions, who understands. That's why I married you. You think I'm telling a cheap story when I talk about how we met? Old Flagley didn't think that. He thought it was pretty wonderful that I'd found somebody like you. It didn't matter where. He didn't stop asking me to come to Texas. I turned him down 4 times. I couldn't go back. Didn't have anything to do with you. I hated that kid. I hated him for a long time. Every time I thought of him, I thought he killed Irene. Then a funny thing happened. Every time I saw kids, any kids, I began to wonder about him, what he was doing, what he looked like. I think to myself, if anything happens to me, there he'll be, a part of me still alive, someday having kids of his own, me going on. He's 16 years old. I want to see him. I wanted to see him for a long time. But I ditched him. I ran out on him. I haven't written, never asked questions, haven't even sent any money. I don't even know his name.
You have to go back. It's not too late.
How? Tell me how. How do I go home? What do I do when he nails me with his eyes? What do I say when he asks me where I've been?
Tell him.
Oh, they've already told him. You can depend on that.
You say Irene was a nice girl? Then her folks must be nice people. And they'd say good things about you to your boy. They'd build you up.
Build me up?
Does that scare you? It shouldn't. You're a good man, Clint. You really are.
That's not what he'll think when he sees me.
He'll think his father has come home and he'll be glad. And that's all he'll think.
Will you go with me?
Of course. I'm hoping he'll be my son, too.
Let's go home, friend.
No. Sometimes I hear people say, I wish I could get out of this humdrum life, get a job abroad. Sometimes I say it myself. Then I see a story like this one tonight. Well, I'll be here next week. I hope you will be, too. Good night.